It's important that people see people with disabilities. I'd love to be able to see perfectly tomorrow, but I wouldn't take back like the journey of my life.
So Orla, now I'm used to seeing you on an athletics track. There's a huge other side to you, and it's all about the arts.
I tend to make work digitally. I'll take kind of these like surreal experiences. Some of them are kind of more kind of representative, something you'll recognize, like the one I have today, and then have our kind of own interpretation of it, color it in. So this is actually, I took a video in a cable car in Brazil after my race in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, so I have a visual impairment. When people see me or they meet me, they don't know that I'm visually impaired. People who know me better know that like maybe I'm not so good at making eye contact, or maybe I miss a step the odd time, but most people, the average person, doesn't know that about me.
Stargardt's disease.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit?
So it's basically a degenerative condition. It means my eyesight gets worse over time.
Okay.
So I was born with a genetic mutation that meant I had Stargardt's, but I had no problem with my eyesight at all up until 11.
Like as an 11-year-old, how do you deal with that?
To be honest, the big challenge for me at 11 was that I just didn't want to be different.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the odd one out. Do you know what I mean? Everybody in school does things the same way. We all walk the same way, talk the same way, we wear the same stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna be so different. I'm gonna have a laptop in school, I'm gonna have these large print books, like everyone's gonna think I'm a weirdo. Both my parents were really good. I was stubborn and competitive and they could see that.
Yeah.
And so they didn't push me, but what they did was they gave me the freedom to make decisions myself. They said, if someone tells you you can't play tennis anymore because you can't see very well, like, that's not their decision,
yeah.
That's your decision.
That's great though,
So you go
like...
up to tennis, you see how you get on. If you're not comfortable, you don't feel safe, no problem, you don't have to go back. But if you want to give it a lash, give it a lash. And that, I think, set me up for success. Representation does matter. We need to be able to see people who look like us or who represent us or say something about us so that we believe we can do it too. I had that in Jason Smith, I had that in Derval O'Rourke, I had those people to look to. It's important that people see people with disabilities. I'd love to be able to see perfectly tomorrow, but I wouldn't take back like the journey of my life, the journey of losing my eyesight and everything I've been through and how resilient it's made me, because I just wouldn't be where I am.
And working with Allianz has given you that platform. You know, I think, you know, Stop the Drop, Dare to Believe, programs, the OFI, give you the platform to be yourself though as well. We're
meeting kids and you're in the schools or you're at a Next Gen event and you're encouraging kids to either take up a sport or stick with the sport. Or like I had a school recently and a girl came up to me after and she just said like, did you ever think about quitting? You know, like kind of came spewing out of her and I was like, yeah, look, I did. And like, this is why I stuck with it. And these are the reasons I'm so glad I did. And she just said, all my friends are dropping out. How can I stay? And I was just like, this one interaction and this one moment, like, that's what all of this is for.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, like being an ambassador with Allianz really leans into that, because when I joined Parasport, Allianz was on board with Parasport globally. Being a title sponsor for the Olympic and the Paralympic teams in Ireland, I think that's really important that you show that the two of those things are on a level together. Yeah. You know, I think it's important that sends a message to people.
Paris, look, it was amazing. It was obviously for you, for, you know, the parents.
It was fairly life-changing. It was kind of like, yeah, I backed myself when other people didn't. And like, when it was hard, I showed up. And I showed up for myself. And so like in that moment, I was like, I'd be mad not to be like really like living in this moment, you know? Well then.
I don't know.
What do you think? Are you giving up the day job?
It's clear to see what side you were drawn on anyway.
There is one thing we have forgotten, so we're just gonna have to do one last little piece here.
Ah. Oh, it's fancy, isn't it?
Oof.